losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the lower, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter. Lose gravity, I'm swimming in the quicksand. Up to my knees. Keep losing sleep, I'm manic, dream at midnight. So hard to please. Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the lower, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better kind of bitter. Bitter, 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 Think about the stuff we play. How I'd rather do that instead. I keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby. Ooh, think about the stuff we play. How I'd rather do that instead. I keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby. Ooh, think about the stuff we play. How I'd rather do that instead. I keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby. Ooh, think about the stuff we play. How I'd rather do that instead. I keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to them knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family. And to all the ladies out there, the fellas gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, all my fellas, tell your lady. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal. Come on, girl, give me some feedback. Let me know what's good, what's up. Where's your head at? Giving me attitude, not today, girl. Dead that. Strip off them clothes, I'm tryna beat that. Bed that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Aw, man. To the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Shorty, I know dime pieces, trust me, you not. I can get a next chick, next one. Like Gucci said, in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich, no, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money. Hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. fucked up, can't do it. No more, I'm done. I'm fed up. Game over, clock ran out. Girl, your time's up. Get your things, have a nice life. Keep your head up like Shaq and Kobe was a good team. But now we broke up, shoulda bowed to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honor.
What's going on? What's going on? We are back, baby. Shout out to the C.
Say what's wrong, alright.
Hey,
It's not hard to fool me.
one love to the FBI.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe.
In the chat room, you know how we do.
To the edge of it all. To the edge of it all.
City, gender.
So tell me good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible lies. Before
about
the
PhD?
moment flies.
Shout out to all the PhDs in the house.
I'm a PhD.
Tell me good lies.
Big Shirley.
Buy no matter what. Susceptible lies.
Let's get it.
Before the moment flies.
Get the likes up, people.
It's not a
Do
problem.
we need the light?
'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
What? I'm a PhD. Different whole degree.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
Sounds good.
I follow
Sounds great.
to the edge of
There you
it
go.
all.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
So tell me good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible lies.
Back, we are back. Shout out to the CIA, confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI. Feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. So we're doing a sound check 1 2, sound check 1 2. Sound check 1 2, sound check 1 2. All right. Good. Shout out to the CIA, confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI. All right, so that sounds clear. System audio is muted. I don't know what that was doing. Can you guys hear the slap? Sound check 1 2, sound check. Now we should be able to hear that. We're back.
Danger zone. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it.
All right. So here we go. How's everybody doing? Hope we've had a good day. Hope we've had a great day. Your godfather is in none other than Manhattan. I love New York City. I really, really, really do. Let's get the lights up. Let's get the lights up on full. So, let's turn that down so we don't hear that. Candle of the evening. Santal 26. Fragrance of the evening. The new one from Tom Ford. Soleil Brûlant. If you like amber, honey, oud, if you like sweet, this is one that you need to put your nose on. It has everything I like in a fragrance. I love rose, amber, and oud. This has oud, amber, honey, cinnamon, benzoin, olibanum. Oh my God, it is just dope. Now the sad part is I wish they'd have released it this fall, so we could have wore it during the cool months, but alas, it is what it is. So we'll put that right there. Got the new frames on. Got up your frame game, gentlemen. Up your frame game. Don't be lame. Up your frame game. Shout out to Uncle D.L. Hewley. Saw him yesterday in Bergdorf. I was like, man, one of the only men on the planet whose eyewear I like as much, if not more than mine. D.L. Hewley, Jeff Goldblum, and Robert Downey Jr. I always pay attention to what those men have on their face. And strangely enough, he actually had some of the same stuff on. So great minds think alike. So what do we got going on tonight? Okay, I don't know what y'all talking about, but here's what we're going to get into. You unmute those likes, good people, because if we don't get the likes up, because we should already have close to 4,500 likes. If we don't have the lights up, man, you know what's going to happen. We're going to hear this. And it's going to play up. And it's going to play all the way through. Godfather is on the road for the next several weeks. New York, LA, Houston, Miami, and either back to LA, New York, LA, Houston, and then either Miami or New York City, then back in Oklahoma City, Phoenix. Some good things. And I got a surprise for y'all possibly coming this weekend. But let's keep the likes up. Let's get it doing what it's doing. I'm also, when I get back to Atlanta, I got to do some shuffling around of things. And I said that I was thinking about moving to to LA for the sprummer. I don't know, man. I think it'll be cool to spend a few weeks out on the road every week. So you might just want to get your own spot. So make them famous, Godfather. That's right, damn it. I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous.
I'll make them famous. So let's get it going. Let's see the title. What's the title? What are we talking about? Are modern women gambling with their lives? Are modern women gambling with their lives? For everybody keeps saying, drink more water. Here it is. There it is over there. We're going to moderate the Red Bull with the Perrier because we're bougie like that. There's your Perrier right there. So it stays right there. Okay. Are modern women gambling with their lives? And understand something. How many people in the chat room have ever played a Negro classic game called Dominoes? There's a game called Dominoes where you sit across from your partner or your opponent, and your job is to, the first person that can get to 350, depending upon the game you're playing, wins. And you score by fives. All right, but in the first round of Dominoes, depending upon the rules you play, it kind of goes something along the lines like this. If you're playing what I consider to be professional dominoes, it takes 10 to get in. Meaning you can't just get in with simple fives. You got to get tens, all right? Why is that important? Because nothing irks domino players more than when people get cheap points. People want you to play dominoes like you know what the hell you doing. If you've ever been a dominologist like myself, you know, you study at the Carnegie Institute of Dominology. Hey, let's mirror it today. The Carnegie Institute of Dominology. You know one of the things that bothers you? What bothers you is when you sit down with somebody who does not know how to play dominoes. It bothers you. And you can always tell because they're messing up stuff. So I want you to imagine we sitting down with modern women playing dominoes. And I'm going to go on the theme tonight. Modern women, y'all are running blanks. Y'all are running blanks. And what does that mean? Well, is Nate Taylor in here? Nate Taylor, you in here? Brooklyn 6521. What's going on? Is Nate Taylor in here? Is Big Ike in here? Imagine you playing dominoes and somebody is sitting, and when you draw a good hand, it's like when you have 4 or more of one particular kind in your hand, you should be able to make some damage. Okay? But understand, modern women are running blanks. Now, for those of you who don't know, the highest you can get in dominoes is 35. Big 6 on one side, tray over here, 5 over here, and big 5 over there. That's 35 all total. It is like a hole in one. And one of the only ways to really get it is to start off with 00 as the spinner. Okay? Well, I want you to imagine modern women are running blanks. So it start off like this. I sit down and, you know, we get off. Somebody drop big 6. The first play out of the book, it's a dummy play. If somebody drop big 6 and you drop 6-3, that's 15 points. That's 15 points automatically. That's a dumb reach play. It's like drawing an ace and a king. It's 21, you win. All right, so imagine we start out and, you know, person over there drops big 6. I follow up 15, 6-3. That's 15. He's a little upset because I just came out of the house. Pow! Got on the table. These two people ain't even on the board yet. This person over here, she drops 6-2. I take 5. It takes 10 to get in. Guess what just happened? She put 5 out there. She can't even count it. What happens? My partner over here, there's a 3 over here. A 6-3 is over here. Big 6 is spinning. 6-2, it's 5 out there. So my partner come around and just drop something because he don't want to get him on the board. So he drops something like 6 blank. Well, not even 6 blank. Yeah. Well, they running blanks. So he goes ahead and drops 6-5. 6-5 would be 5-5-10. Now the smart play would be to drop 6 blank if you're running blanks. They get you 10 and get you on the board. She drops that and she acts like she's done something. 10. Okay. But we done got 15. We done got 10 off of you. We got 25 points. And you just drop 6 blank. 10. See, but then it gets to me. There's 3. There's 2. There's a 5 and there's a blank. I know she's running blanks, so I don't have to worry about her counting off of me. So I go ahead and swing for the fences. Well, hell, 10. Boats, you know. Go ahead and drop that big 5 on them. Drop that burden out your hand. Lay down your burdens. That's 15 on the board. There is not a play over here that she can have unless she has blank 5 or double blank, but I know she's running blanks. So she passes by. You know what she passed by? She decides to put something crazy out here like double 6. Uh-oh. Double 6 is out here. So that's 6 over here, 10 right here, and there's a 2 over there. My partner come through and drop either 2-2, either they drop double 2 or 2-4. We are counting every hand. And the only points they are getting, they're struggling. Then this person over here decides to drop double blank. And acts like, and the funny thing is, oh, you just got 20, I'll take that 20. See, the funny thing is, when you drop that double blank, the people who drop double blank tend to act like they did some shit. You ain't done nothing. You've just sat there and ate off of whatever we built. You've just sat off there and ate off to whatever we built. You ain't ran nothing. You're not even playing the game. You're just counting dominoes. You're just taking money. And the funny thing is, double blank people are like that. 5 blank, double blank, 5-5. Modern women are double blank in the world. What do I mean by double blanking? Well, let's see. Double blanks. Double blank people come out of the gate not knowing how to play the game. They look in their hand, they realize they got something, but they don't know how to play the game. And instead of locking me down, or and putting the domino on them, getting in a power position, they're just worried about getting short-term money. Modern women. A lot of y'all are some double blank queens. What are the double blank college and career? Oh my God. College and career. Modern women are gambling their lives away on the double blanks. What are the double blanks? College, career. Uh-oh, I done said it. Double blanking it up, y'all. Double blanking it up. See, and we can do it any way you want to. Double blank in dice is called snake eyes. College, career, crapped out. Domino, double blank. That college career you got in communications, that degree in communications, a big ass blank. Your so-called job.
I'm a PhD.
Making $60,000, $50,000 a year. Next week, we're going to actually sit down and run the numbers and let you understand what some of you under 6-figure women got to look forward to in your old age since you going out here playing dominoes or double blanks. Because you know the only thing else worse than double blanks? It can either be college and career, or even better, career and baby mama. Either way, 2 double blanks, you lose. There's nothing you can do with double blanks that's going to make you offensive. It's going to always be defensive. You can't go on the offense and attack with double blank. All you can do is basically eat somebody's leftovers. But you know what? It's money, right? But anybody that knows dominoes will tell you all money ain't good money. Because when you put that double blank out there, you think you're really doing something. I'll take that 20. Then I hit you upside your head with blank 5. I mean, every time you got some money, we got some money or more. Dominologists will know what I'm saying. Dominologists will understand. If you've ever sat across from somebody who don't know how they playing, somebody running blanks can hurt you or they can dominate. If you're running blanks, like if a man is running blanks, he'll fuck around and get 35 on you. He'll set the table to where if a man is playing with a partner, the table will look like this. Big 6 on one side, big 4 on another side, big 5 on another side, and blank 5 or something will come out of the gut and it hits you for 35. When somebody hits 35, you take a picture of that shit, you upload it onto YouTube, Instagram. It should go viral on WorldStar because it's such an infrequent event. And that's what so many women are going for. So many modern women are trying to score 35. What do you mean, Kevin? I'll tell you what I mean, class. How you going to expect a jawline dude, 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, you 5'4", 180 pounds, with somebody's kid in the communication degree? You trying to score 35, but you out of your goddamn mind? No. Domino, motherfucker, what's happening? They trying to score 35 out here. Instead of taking a nick them, don't cut them. Nick them, don't cut them. Keep the money low. Lock up the board. Get the domino back on your side. But see, gentlemen, you know what that is? That's long-term thinking. That's strategy. That's logic. See, that's what we do. Nick them, don't cut them. All money ain't good money. Don't put too much out there, and we'll get to the finish line. Maybe I won't get 35 or 30, but you know what? We'll keep it fives. We'll keep scoring them fives. Because if we keep scoring fives, we can nick our way out this mother. But if you ain't got 10 to get on the board, ain't nothing you can do. Come on, people. Tell them what I'm talking about. Your godfather know what the hell he doing. I'm the coolest geek you'll ever know. Nick them, don't cut them. Boats, Ella, Della, Stella, the Butt Sisters. That's right. Come on, Negroes. Dominoes is a cultural language, and so many women are sitting out here trying to pay 35. You double blank broads. College and career. Oh, I got another double blank for you. What's another double blank for you? Dog, danger zone. Uh-oh. What? I got another double blank for you.
I'm a PhD.
Huh? What? Huh? What?
It burns.
I rebuke.
Either way.
It burns.
The combos keep coming. Danger Zone Dog, No Man's Land, and PhDs. It burns and you rebuking. What is it? You're double blanking it. You thought that college. You thought that career. See, understand something. Let me check my likes before, because I know I've been going, because I missed the show on Wednesday, so we got to get caught up. If you're liking what I'm putting, see, y'all are tripping. Y'all, no, hell no. No, get my likes up, and we're going to need at least 20 people to drop something in the bucket. Y'all playing with me, don't play with me.
Kevin, goddammit. Whatever, I'll do what I want.
Come on, stop playing. I'll rewind this sucker back. Man, I shouldn't have to do that, man. I really shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to click with grease, man, because here's what it comes down to. Here's what it comes down to. You're double blanking. You start out with a baby mama and you went to college, or baby mama career, or college and career, either one. Double blanking it. Why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why. Because many women are using a career as a coping mechanism. Oh, shit. Oh, I said it. That's right. See, what you didn't understand, gentlemen, is I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD. I'm in school as a coping mechanism. Remember 2-3 weeks I told you, first thing they want to do when life goes upside down is run back to school? They use career as a coping mechanism. Why? To cope with being alone, to cope with being unmarried, to cope with being unmarried. See, coping with being unmarried. Your career is a coping mechanism for you to deal with the fact that you look around and the next group of women who are lower married than you is white women at 54%. 1 out of 4 in our community will do it. White women are double, and other races are triple. Career is your coping mechanism. The problem is you're not even beating other women doing what you're doing. Other women going to school, getting the same jobs, same degrees, same careers, but they still find a way to have a husband, family, everything else. And you out here hitting double blanks. Because if you decided to go get a college degree and a career instead of a family and children, you are crapping out. If you're deciding to, I'm a PhD,
I'm a PhD.
and think you're going, by the time you turn 30, 35 years old in the danger zone, think you're all of a sudden it's going to decide to turn around and get this so-called high-value men. But hold on, I really don't need him to be high-value because high-value men don't cheat the exercise options. So I don't want him to exercise options. So I don't really want a high-value man, but you still want a man that's making 6 figures. Go make that make sense. So you want a guy that's a simp like Russell Wilson, right? So they want him to make the money that a high value man makes, but then come celebrate them, cherish them, all this other kind of stuff. Why? Because they've been double blanking it their life. Oh, double blank. I've been engaged, but I'm not married. Double blank. How many times you been engaged? Once, twice, double blank. Queens of the engagement. What you talking about? You been married. At least I at least finished mine. Where's yours at? Engagement queens, double blanking it. Double blank. Nothing offensive about your life, straight defense. Straight defense. Why so many double blankers built like fullbacks? Because that's old school football. Hey, 3 yards in the cloud of dust. Lambeau Field all up in this mug. That's why you got. Give me the ball. 22 halfback sweep. Why? Because you haven't learned the most important skill, how to work effectively with the man to get from one end of life to another. So don't get mad at me, because if you're choosing to be a double blank chick, that's your problem. That's your business. That's on you. But I hope you're making $125,000, $150,000 a year or more to get from 65 to 85 in that retirement by yourself. Because I had my buddy last night just run some numbers. A woman at 30 years old making $50,000 a year. How much is she going to need to retire on? Roughly $2.4 million. If she keeps working, I'm going to run the numbers, but it came out to be a $1.6 million shortfall. See, men understand that even if they don't have it today, they know ain't nobody coming to save us when it comes down to retirement. Let me tell you a little story about food stamps, shall I? Let's talk about it. When I was in college, I was broke. I know many men was broke. I know many people was broke. You lose a lot of weight in college when you broke as a man because ain't nobody coming to save you. We got stories. Black men will tell you mythologized stories about how we survived being broke, how we ate ramen noodles and sardines and 10-pound bags of fries, and how we did this or that, rob Peter to pay Paul. We'll talk about that for the rest of our lives because we had to go through something. But let me tell you something, the first time this happened to me. A woman I was seeing, and it amazed me. She invited me to her place, and she could cook. She invited me there for dinner. She's in college. I was like 24 at the time. Went to her place. She had shrimp. She had steak. She had Alaskan crab. She had king crab. This woman had no job. And I'm sitting there looking at steak, jumbo shrimp, prawns, not them bay shrimp, the real shrimp, Alaskan crab, and king crab. On a college student, I'm like, you know what I did? I went in there and fucked it up, blah, 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 maga. And I had to ask her, where did you get the money for all this? Because I know you ain't got no money. She looked at me like I was crazy. Food stamps. Food stamps? Food stamps. I'm a college student. I qualify. You know one thing I had never heard a man do? I had never heard a man say I qualify for food stamps as a college student, because that's just not how we think. When we thought of food stamps, that was what you did when you was poor, lived on the ghetto. That's what you did as a last resort. Not when you are studying in plush college and you're using food stamps to buy crab and king crab and snow crab and prawns for a date. Go back to that one video I had of that woman who ain't worked in a year, who's getting their hair and nails done on the stimulus checks. The one that hung up on herself, yeah, you played yourself, Ma. Because women like this just think money grows on trees, that the government, somebody's going to come save them. Because at every turn, no one lets them fall. But guess what? You're going to fall with this double blank because there's not nobody coming to save you. Go back to a movie called Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man stars Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe played a boxer around the 1920s. He was a heavyweight champion. He never took it seriously. The Great Depression happened. Him and his family were struggling. The entire world got thrown into chaos. And back then, white folks was in the soup kitchen line to go back and study the Great Depression. And men who had made money off of this man, he was going to lose his family. These people were struggling to keep the power on. Not even eating, to keep the power on in New York. So as a last resort, to keep his family together, he had to go beg with his hat in hand and go to the country club or the local gentleman's club and ask men who had made money with him for $30-some-odd to keep the power on, to keep his family together. Over half the men in there turned their back on him. He was humbled. Former heavyweight champion, humbled to go to the men who made money with him to ask for money just to keep the power on. He got, the long and short of it, he got the money, but eventually somebody said, look here, man, nobody's got it. We're all broke. Everybody's out here bad. What's about to happen with this new gig economy and this, everything's about to happen? Yeah, everybody out here bad. He had to go down and get on the government assistance. Why? He had to go get on the government assistance. What did that mean? That man was willing to go rob, beg, steal, cheat, whatever. But the last resort in a man's mind was to go get on government assistance. And when he went and got on the government assistance, he had enough money to keep the light on, to keep milk. To keep the light on and keep milk. Some basic items, not shrimp, crab, and shit like that. Basic items. He ends up getting a fight. A friend of his say, hey, man, I got you some work. It's no big deal. It's one thing, no big deal. It'll put some money in your pocket to give you some daylight. Think about Pursuit of Happiness, 30 more days of daylight. He said, I'll take it. He went there to get dressed up for the fight, and he's all got his gloves on and everything else. And as the guy's taping him up, he hears his stomach go, "Growk." He's like, whoa, what the hell is that? That's your stomach? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're about to go fight a fight. He's like, well, didn't have any money. The guy was about to go fight in a heavyweight fight on empty stomach for 2 days. Dude said, hold on, wait a minute. The Paul Giamatti character came back and said, here's a bowl of hash. If you know what hash is in the South, hash, it's a concoction of stuff. He had no spoon, no nothing. He had to wait to cut the gloves off, but he hadn't seen any food in a long time. What did he do? He stuck his head in the thing to start eating. Long and short of it, he got in the fight and knocked the guy out. Started a comeback career to the point to where he ended up being in a position challenging Max Baer for the world championship. And they said, Gentleman Jim, we've never seen this kind of passion in you before. You passed it over the hill. Why are you fighting like a man possessed? He's like, well, there's a lot of people out here struggling, and I'm one just like him. He's like, but the first time in my life, I know what I'm fighting for. And he said, what? Milk. Because he had to go from having everything to having nothing to begging. He had to go all the way to the bottom to start doing what he should have been doing when he was there. How does that make sense, ladies? Why do you have to go all the way to the bottom? Why must you have to why must you have to start treating men like milk before you start valuing a relationship with a man? Why is it you got to wait till you're 40 or 50 when you finally start realizing, hey, big head, how you doing, big head? Oh, yeah. Why didn't you do that in your 20s? Oh, because you was out here double blanking with your college and your career. That ain't nothing. It always makes sense when it comes to me. Yep, always. Double blanking. College, career. You went to college and you got a job and you got double blanks. You ain't gonna have enough to get from one side to another. Do you have to be down at the bottom all the way? How far is low enough, ladies? At what point do you start lowering your price? And the funny thing is, after Jim started making some money and was able to keep the lights on and keep his family fed and keep his kids from being sick and everything else, you know what he did? He did something. He did something. All the money he had gotten from the government for unemployment, he went and paid it back. I want you guys to ask yourself a question. Have you ever seen a modern woman or a woman pay back that? Do you think that if that was a woman, she'd have paid it back? No, because it's all free money. It's all free. Somebody's supposed to do it. This is why so many women don't know how the world works, don't know what the power grid is, the water, no nothing. Because you're just supposed to be entitled, taken care of. That's why I asked that woman the other night, do you think women today are as serious as their grandmothers were? She said, yes. I say they're less. Because you have more things than any other woman has on the face of the planet in any other time in history. And how are you acting? Like a bunch of teenagers and kids when it comes to relationships. I don't want to waste my 20s. I need to get out here and hot girl sum it up. And then you 30 years old, you're done. Where all the good men at? And when it gets right down to it, you talk about you want to be a wife, you want a husband. No, you want a ceremony. And you're looking for somebody to keep taking care of you. But even when you do have somebody that's reasonable, somebody that's working with you, what happens? You end up breaking it. Yeah, we going there tonight. Double blanking. How many times you going to slam down double blank on the domino table and act like you scored something? That's why when I talk to so many women and they want to leave with their college degree, I'm like, you act like that's something. That's a double blank. I got a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Do you know where that comes from? I asked a woman, what did your husband say about that? And her answer was, what? Oh, what? Husband? I would not choose to be married. I'm a PhD. That's where that came from. Me asking a black woman, what does your husband have to say about that? And her answer was, husband, I got a PhD. As if a PhD means something. Women got PhDs, husbands, kids, families, legacy. Double blank. How often are you going to keep doing it, ladies? Double blank them. Start calling them double blanks. You a double blank chick? You a double blank chick?
Danger zone.
Double blank chick. 27, 35 with your dog. Oh, I see them all around New York now. Double blank. Yep, yeah. Cuss me out all you want to. Call me wrong, though. Call me wrong. Double blank your ass. And if you've ever sat across from somebody who don't know how to play a hand of dominoes, who screwed up, they can take a winning hand and turn it into a loser. You want to go another way? See, a lot of you women, you modern women, were told the right things by your grandmother and your big papaws, and everybody has told you. You've seen it, but you wanted to do it your own way. You sitting out here talking about because you got a few spades in your hand. Instead of going bored, you talk. We can make 9 books. 9? No. We're gonna go 5. No. I got 9. 9? No. Let's go 6. No, we're going 9. We're going board. And get out here. Next thing you know, you playing your spades all wrong. You cutting your partner's spades. And you end up getting 6 books. But guess what? What is it called when you say you're going to go one thing and you go under? In the chat room, what's it called? It's called reneging. Oh, I'm not going to use that word the way I could. But are you a double blank? Are you reneging, ladies? See, reneging is when you think you can do one thing, but then that mirror shows you your sexual marketplace value, and that scale shows you something else. You can say what you want, but when that scale hits, you are reneging. You do not qualify for the kind of man you say you deserve. That is why so many women get angry at this whole concept of a high-value man. It's not as though you can't want him, but the man that you want wants something. And he typically does not want a woman that weighs more than he does, or with somebody else's kids, and college debt, or a dog. You want to hear all those sounds together?
I'm a PhD.
Danger zone.
I don't need a sound for a baby. Make your own. So we can use any game you want to. Dominoes has a way of doing it. Double blank. Spades, you out here cutting your partner's book. Underbidding. See, smart women bid their hand. They look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm average at best. Let me go get an average guy and go out and make a life. But you average women out there, you're overbidding because you honestly think yo yoni is the equalizer. Got news for you. It tain't. So when you insult all my fellow brothers out there who are average guys making average money, and you laugh when I say go get a guy making $40,500, and you laugh like butter won't melt in your mouth, you can kiss their ass. Because a smart woman would learn how to make board with that guy. They'd make their 4 books and keep it moving and find a way to work with somebody that's on your level and get from one end of life to another. But no, you want to keep out here with your double blank ass, overbidding ass, thinking that you get older and will get value as it gets. Again, what product increases with value when increases with time and use? Nothing. But so many women expect their value to increase as you get older and more use. Why? Because you're making more money and got more degrees?
I'm a PhD.
No, that's not how it works. Like I told old girl, I don't care about your career. Look, yourself. What do you want me? I want you to accept your sexual marketplace value. That's what it is. That's what you can negotiate with. Because there may be guys who out here who will simp for you, but the kind of men you want, hey, big head, don't want you. And at the end of the day, the double blank, the reneging, is only going to cost you. But you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been divorced twice and everything else. I don't know nothing I'm talking about. Y'all got it all figured out. Yep. So I want y'all to tell me where I got it wrong. Since I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm giving the wrong advice. I'm just bitter. I hate black women. Yeah, I hate women. Okay, then I want you to bring your double blank reneging ass on here. Oh, scratch. I want you to bring your double blank self on here. Maybe you don't count as a double blank. Maybe you're just calling it delayed value. Maybe you just want men to value. Maybe we just don't know what we're talking about. You think that could be it, gentlemen? Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all want, but the ladies can tell you what you should accept, So maybe, just maybe, I don't know. You can kind of hit me to the square and let me know what it is you bring into the table. It's so great and wonderful with your double blank of your college degree and your so-called career, to why somebody should accept you at 30 plus with your picky self and treat you like you're a queen, why they should celebrate you. Or can we get honest and you ladies start lowering your price to the market? That's what I asked on Instagram last night. Ladies, at what age do you think you should start lowering your price? At what age do you think women should start getting serious about finding or being a wife? Or do you really think you should keep running around here trying to play these double blank ass things? I'm a CNA. I'm a medical assistant. I'm a dental tech. I'm this, I'm that. Right. So you're making $50,000 to $70,000 a year. Great. That ain't retirement money. See, many of you ladies have earned enough credibility with other women to talk shit. Many of you ladies have earned enough credibility in the workplace to pop a little cash. But most of you have earned nothing with men. And that's the problem. The men get to decide. And men aren't picking modern women. It's not as though men don't want women. You're just not picking you modern women because you're not giving what they want. So let's talk about it. Double blanks. It's on you. So which one we going to do tonight? Spades or dominoes? I could get spades, dominoes, Monopoly, whatever it is. But let's get to it. All I know is one thing. What your husband got to say about it?
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
PhD.
A lo suyo, que Dios te la ve, que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré, no vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no
Ladies
olvidaré
only.
de dónde vengo ni cómo fue.
Being a homie. I'm a
El
PhD.
mundo quiere dinero,
I don't need no husband. Who we talk about? I don't need no man. PhD. But you can't find a man.
Money
PhD,
digo las
me.
cosas como son, no quiero ninguna aceptación, tampoco
I'm a
vengo a
PhD.
pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron
What you
la
talking
canción.
about?
Yeah,
I'm a
me vale
PhD.
mucho como tú me ves.
Get the donations up, folks. Get the likes up. We're gonna need, how many folks have hit the super chat?
El dinero ya lo veré.
No, man.
Mi alma lo
Y'all tripping, man.
Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue.
PhD. But you can't find no man.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
Shout out to Anthony, Baker, Myron Bell, Dunlap Films, Gerald, John Ramos.
La plata no te hace ser feliz.
PhDs in the house.
De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz.
PhD.
Money work.
But you can't find no man. That's so damn sad. PhD.
Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
Who are you to sit back and talk all this noise to women talking about double blanks and carrying on? Double blanks. You dudes out here ain't looking for no real women. You looking for white girls and come on. Yeah, of course. That's right. That's right. That's right. So this how we gonna do this. Yeah, I get it. Somebody told me there's some other stuff going on tonight, so we'll it's Friday night. There are other shows and other places. We're going to get that done right here. Let's close that. Ladies, you need to be on camera. You don't necessarily have to be on YouTube, but you may end up on YouTube. By getting on the show, you waive all rights to privacy, anything like that. If you don't want to have your face, your likeness, or your voice or whatever on, don't get on the show. But by getting there, you waive your right to privacy. All right, so let's do this. Let's get rid of that. And let's move it here. I think that made some good sense. You guys like the did you like the double blanks? Did it make sense to you? Did the double blanks make sense to you, folks? I hope it did. I hope the double blanks made sense to you. All right, so here we go. We're going to open the chat room, the Zoom room. It says women only. So if you're a guy in here, I'm assuming you're trolling. So that means you got to go. Bye-bye. All right. Maury, if you have a disagreement, raise your hand, because I'm trying to find the women that have a disagreement. The one that don't think I know what I'm talking about. Raise your hand if you have a disagreement. Raise your hand in the comment in the Zoom room. Maury, do you have a disagreement? Okay, Lady Lee, unmute yourself. Hello. Yep. There's a button in there, ladies. That's for raising your hand. How are you? So, what do you got for me? Okay. Well,
I
first of
believe
all, let's do this. How old are you?
I am 27.
All right. And do you have any children?
No children.
Okay, so go ahead.
I believe I've I've been dealing with men of high value lately, Keith Henry's in particular, and I've noticed one thing that a lot of these men seem to like about me is the inspiration that I give to them. And I know you speak about PhDs. I don't have a PhD. I'm still going for my bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. I'm still going for my bachelor's, so I'm not saying that I'm trying to use my PhD, but my book smarts, I read a lot of books of like Tony Robbins and Stephen Covey, and I attribute that to my partner.
Mm-hmm.
So my
So what's the
biggest
question?
goal is
So
in
what's the question?
So is that a function of value as a woman?
Is what a function of value? Increasing your your knowledge?
Yeah, to attribute to the relationship. It's not about telling him what to
Well,
do.
first
It's
let's
just
first of all, did you go to college?
I am attending currently.
And you're 27.
Yes, sir.
What's your degree going to be in?
I'm currently going into environmental science. I'm doing a concentration in ecology to do horticulture and soil science. I love my landscape designing. That's my
Okay.
stuff.
So how long do you have in school before you graduate?
I'm full time right now.
So
So
how
I'm
long?
teaching. It's going to be a while. A little bit of a while, yeah.
And then you plan on having a career. You're not going to school to not have a career.
Yeah, okay. I do want to do something for myself, yes. So, and as a
So your
functioning
focus is
career,
not a
we can.
man. So your focus is not a man.
You said I am not focused on a man?
Well, no, you're not.
I am actually. To be honest with
Well,
you, I've been a little
well, hold
distracted.
on. Okay, so from what you just told me, you're going to school to get a
Yes.
degree.
Hmm.
All right. But you're getting a degree in environmental science, and you still have a ways to go. And then after
Hmm.
that, you're not going to just scrap that and do nothing with it.
No, not
All
at
right.
all.
So at 27 years old, when do you think it's going to be time to be somebody's mother, somebody's wife?
I'm actually open to the idea of kids.
No, no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
gun
I'm
about it.
asking you, when do you think it's time?
When he's ready.
No, no. When are you
You're
going to
speaking in
be
the
ready?
general
When are you going
aspect,
to be ready? 27 is okay. 27 is 5 years after you should already be out of school,
right?
right? So you got to answer the question: what you been doing?
Working.
Okay,
I currently work as a landscaper now. I'm a
okay.
gardener full
But
time.
but you asked about high value men. Okay,
Right.
why would a high value man want a woman who's going to college until she's 30?
That's a good point.
They don't.
In
They
terms of
don't.
partnership.
They don't.
Okay.
They
Okay.
don't. I mean, I think you real. I mean, you. I commend you, ladies, for kind of watching what I say, but you're starting to throw just terms around. But when you start asking some basic questions, you're going to school, and I would assume that most women like yourself go to school because you don't know how to really work with a man. So you need a backup plan.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, then why don't you focus on that? Because you're going to school, they're not giving it to you, right? You don't have scholarships. You got to pay for this, right?
Right.
How much student loan debt you gonna be in?
Right now, I have 7,000 from previous years. Now I pay out of pocket.
So how much is that gonna be?
Mm. With about one class a semester, it's gonna
One
still
class a
grow,
semester?
but
How?
there's
No,
no
no,
peak
no, no,
though.
no, no. It's not gonna work. See, that's what they do. We start asking the numbers. They start. Oh, it'll work. No, it ain't gonna work.
Okay, I'll give you
How
numbers.
much is it gonna
So,
cost to get an environmental science degree?
so 1,600 roughly for each semester times, let's say at a 3-year rate. A 3 years,
Sixteen
so
hundred. 1,600.
it's pretty expensive per class.
Okay, but then what about your living? Okay, so you got. Are you taking out student loans?
No,
So you're working and you're going to school.
Yes, sir.
So there's absolutely no time for a man.
That's actually not true. I've actually been spending a lot of time with friends after work. After 4 o'clock, I hang out. When I come home, I spend an hour to study. I'm pretty top in my class right now. Still hanging out with my friends. We're going to hang out on the weekend, for instance. I make
said
sure I
any
go
time
out
for a
social.
man, not a boy.
Okay.
This is that double blank shit I was talking about. And women are allowed to just sit here and do this, to go from one lily pad to another, not thinking this through, not asking yourself any questions. Just it'll all work out. No, it won't. It absolutely will not just work itself out. Success is a result of proper planning and practice and implementation. It's the longest relationship you've ever had.
Longest is 3 years.
When did that end?
A few months ago, like 2 months ago.
And why did it end?
It ended because it wasn't going in a direction I really wanted it to go
Right.
on.
And
He
who
was
broke
still
it off?
paying.
So you broke it off?
I did.
Right. So this is a woman who said you've been in a long relationship for 3 years, but in all this time you're going to school, you're hanging out with people, and you're dealing with high value men. Do you realize how fantastical of a story that sounds like to me? You got all that going on.
So actually,
and my point is, a man that I would consider high value wouldn't have anything to do with a woman with that kind of stuff going on. You may be a perfectly lovely woman, but they're looking for something else. You have no idea what you want to do right now. You don't know how you're going to pay for it. You just know you want a result. But what's the path?
I have my path carved out, actually.
Yeah,
I really do.
Your path. But you came on talking about high value men and how to be a better fit for them. And ma'am, you sound like you're trying to be a career woman. Do that. But that's not what high value men tend to look for. They don't need your career.
I may,
ma'am,
I actually being.
Did you hear what I said before you rebut it?
You said I'm a career woman, so more likely I will be looking for an average man.
Well, yeah, that's what you're gonna. I mean, do you accept that as a reality, or you think you're the exception to the rule that'll be able to get this high value man?
I accept it as a possibility.
No, it's a probability.
A probability.
Ma'am, you'll be 30 by the time you finish a bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if I may, as I was saying, I was actually being taught by a guy who has his own business, and he just took a liking to me. He saw I was interested in moving forward, just in life in general, and he's been teaching me how to deal with the social skills, and he's been training me to deal with.
Have you had sex with this man?
We had a relationship.
You have? No. How long have you known this man?
6 years, 2015, so 7 years now.
So you knew him before you had your boyfriend?
No.
You knew him before? No. Time out. Hold on. You known him for 6+ years, right?
Yes.
You ended your 3-year relationship a couple of months ago, right?
Yes.
You knew this man before your boyfriend. That's what I just said.
He was my boyfriend. He was my mentor first. We met in work is why that happened.
You cannot make this up.
I know it sounds fanatical, but it's actual
No,
truth.
you sound like the typical modern woman. You broke up with a man that you're going to try to tell me that he was your mentor. Ma'am, just go back and listen to what's coming. Just go back and listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth. I don't think this sounds like the musings of a high school girl. Not a woman who is serious about having an outcome with a man. And all I've done is ask you questions about your life and allowed you to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sound to me like a woman who's ready to be. You sound like a lot of other women. You're going to be perfectly fit. Danger zone! Because the skills required to be with a man successfully are not in environmental science. They're not in a career. and they seem to escape you. High value men, as you want to call them, I don't even need to get into it, but why go through life this way instead, or why not just decide to say, you know what, I need to learn how to become a more effective coupling with a man.
That was the training I was going through. Dealing with a man that's busy, for instance, is a big thing. That's where
But
my
you
career
left him.
comes in. I'm sorry?
But you mean your ex-boyfriend?
Right. He was busy most of the
But you
time.
left him.
And it wasn't because he was busy.
Why?
It was because he was complacent. Emotionally, he was complacent. And he
Oh,
wasn't
Jesus H. fucking Christ. Do you guys hear this? The student, the person that doesn't know shit, who's being mentored by somebody, has enough. You can't make this up, people. You cannot make this up. And this makes sense to you. This is a man you said was your mentor.
Right.
Okay, what did he do for a living?
He owns a small restaurant.
Mm-hmm. And he was emotionally complacent. He was complacent, meaning what? Go ahead and what?
He was suffering from depression.
Okay. Nothing Prozac and Zoloft can't cure. People suffer from stuff all the time.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't believe in the therapy. He doesn't believe he can get better. He's 40, for instance, and I'm 27. And there's nothing wrong with the age difference for me, but he doesn't want to get better. As he says, I'm damaged and you should move on. He's telling me that all the time. So that's really, I didn't want to leave. If I could stay with him, I would stay, but I can't. And I would have left a year ago, but I tried to stay, but he's just not.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay. My concern is you came in talking high value.
Right.
And this is one of the concerns I have with so many women today. All of you seem to be talking like about high value men as if you all qualified for one. And like you can just decide to go out here and, well, I mean, the presumption that you came in with was, I'm a high value man's caliber of woman, and how can I be a better woman for him? Where'd you get that baseline knowledge? How do you know that?
There's a person that I'm talking to currently who seems to have a similar mindset, and he is, by your definition, Keith Henry. Really high in his job. He's trying to make generational wealth.
Keith, a high earner, not rich yet, is not high value.
Your CIA. Your CIA is what you qualified as a man of high value.
Stop. I know my terminology.
Okay.
My problem is you can say it, but you don't seem to have any idea what it means. Where are you in this? So let's start. Let's take it here. Sexual marketplace value. 27 years old. Any children?
No kids.
How tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size?
4. My hips push me into a 6 sometimes.
And if you gave yourself a rating on a scale from 0 to 10, you can't use 7, just your face. What would you give yourself?
An 8.
So, if you listen to what I say and you take that at face value, I say take a woman's overall SMV, her look, and multiply it times what? $10,000?
Okay.
And that's about what you can expect a man to earn over a lifetime. That would be 80 grand. How many kids would you like to have?
At most 1, to be honest with you.
At most 1.
It's up to conversation with whoever I'm with.
So like last night on Instagram, I told you guys it's a red flag when women kind of delay marriage and don't want children. The selfishness thing that's going on here. It's not a judgment, but you don't sound like a wife. You sound like you don't sound like a mother. You sound like a woman who's looking for more of a lifestyle. And that's fine.
I think that's accurate, actually. That
I
sounds right.
know, yeah, but you come in here talking about high value this and high value men aren't looking for lifestyles. They're looking for something different. But you're gonna work and you're gonna have somebody else that works, but that's not high value. So you come in here saying I'm a key hitter, this and that, da, da, da. What you qualify for and the kind of men, hey, yeah, you could go out and live a decent life, but stop trying to go after men who would want wife and kids when you're not that woman. And see, it doesn't matter if I got to it at the end or at the beginning. I said it when you said I'm 27 and going for environmental science on a career. That's not a wife or kids. I said, when are you going to be ready to marry somebody and have some kids? That's not you. So you don't need high value.
I resonate with this. I'm not even mad at you. If I have to get average, I will take average. It works if it has to be that way.
Yeah, well, I would say the whole high value thing is something that a lot of you young ladies really should just kind of bounce away from, because I think I'm get concerned when people keep on using my terms over and over again and don't seem to put them in there. Maury, go ahead.
Hey Kevin, how are you this evening?
Hi. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 27.
Okay. So,
I just Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
The question is, are modern women gambling with their lives?
I believe they are.
Okay. Are you gambling with your life?
I'm trying not to. I have been listening to your content and I have been taking your advice. I definitely 100% agree. I have a quick question and then I'm gonna move out of the way. Um, if
Is it
you're
on the topic?
yes, kind of sort of on the topic of what the young lady just said, but I'm gonna keep it brief because I know you gotta keep the show going.
Yeah.
I would give myself a solid 3. I have a good personality and I'm in shape. So I would say, 3 to 5, that's cool with me. I'm okay with that. But my question to you, I have notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes.
Okay.
I do desire to be married. Uh, what's the benefits of being married to a high value man?
What's the benefits of being? Um. Well, I got to ask you before I answer that question. Are you looking to marry a high value man?
It depends on your answer.
Well,
If the benefits
no. I mean, what
of
do you think a high
the
value
benefits
man
of marriage,
is? What do you think a high
I'm
value? What do
sorry.
you think a high value man is?
According to your standards of a high value man, a man who consecutively makes about 10 grand every month. I think that's what you said, every month.
Uh huh.
Who's in a valuable social network, who is of
Okay.
value to other people, and I forgot the fourth one that you said, but those are kind of like
Recognized by
some
other
of
high value men as a peer, is useful,
yeah.
visible as a network. So you're asking what the value of being married to? I don't know how else to answer that question. He's a valuable man. He's valuable to the group in the community. What do you mean?
So
Wow.
is he of value to his wife? Like besides the money
Man,
aspect? I'm
man,
just trying to
okay.
get a
The question you're asking cannot be. Look, is it enough? Okay, is a high value man more valuable than the average man?
according to your standards,
No, not according to
absolutely.
my standard. Just common sense. Is
Sure,
high more than average?
sure.
Okay. Well, if high is more than average, what are you asking me?
But value in a average man
All
versus
right,
high
ma'am.
the value of a
Okay. See, you
high
ladies
value
come in.
man.
No, no. What you're basically trying to get me to do is change, is to go into morals and this and that and making a man prove a high value man doesn't have to prove his value to any of you. Neither
Okay,
does an average man. It's for you women to prove your value to men.
okay.
So I reject the question because you guys control access to your body and sex. If you want a husband, you got to prove your value to a man. Why does he need to be a value to you? Let me give you an answer I gave last night on Lapeef Let's Talk. I'll give you an answer I gave last night. Do men need to understand women? I said, no, we don't need to understand women. We just need to understand your nature. But I do think women need to understand men because understand this, without us, you die. Without you, we just can't reproduce. So who's the more valuable on the planet? Men or women? Hello?
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
Or is
yeah.
that
Who's the
rhetorical?
more valuable on the planet? Men or women?
To reproduce, men, of
No,
course.
no, 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 no.
Obviously.
To no, period.
Yeah,
Men
to
or women?
reproduce.
Who are more valuable in this country and you live in right now?
Okay, for me, I don't do the comparison. So because men
Well,
equally need
no, but you
women
can't.
just as
No.
much
Do
as
you? Okay. Do you?
women
Do you?
equally
Do
need
you?
men.
Do you hunt your own food? Do you provide? Do you?
Nobody
Do
said
you?
that.
The more valuable, ma'am. What state do you live in?
I live in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Um,
Yes, sir.
where's the municipal water plant?
Where's the what now? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Where
you.
the water comes from? The municipal water supply, the power grid, the things that keep life running. Who runs the world? Who runs those things in South Carolina? The municipal power supply, the municipal water supply, the logistics chain for food, pharmacy. Who runs that kind of stuff? Fire, police. Who runs that? Is that men or
Okay.
women?
Generally men, yeah.
Generally, men. What percentage of women? If you had to say of 100%, what percentage would you say of the critical infrastructure is ran by females?
Um, very small percentage.
What does that mean? Give me a number.
Mostly men. If I had to give it an actual number, I would say about maybe 15%, 10.
So, if that's the case, men are more valuable than women because without us, you could not survive.
And I definitely respect that. I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I guess my question was, what's the benefits of a high value man inside of a
There's
marriage?
nothing. Whatever you think it is, I don't know what you're trying to get, ma'am. And I've already said, bottom line, are you trying to be married?
I am.
To who and for what?
I want to get married to a guy who shares my same faith values, if that makes
Mhm.
sense, and I just
What
was
is
just
that?
trying to understand it because you talk to a lot of women who are
What is that? What
average.
is your
I
faith
think
value? What is your faith value?
I'm a Christian.
Okay. Well, then, if that's the case, it should be pretty cut and dry. Are you living your life as a Christian woman?
Yes, sir.
Then it should be pretty cut and dry. I don't understand the question. It really shouldn't even matter then.
I don't see where high value fitting into Christianity, especially because you talked
Because it
about
doesn't. Because it
how
doesn't.
how
Because it doesn't.
okay,
High
okay,
value has nothing to do with morals,
okay.
religion, any of these things are completely different. There are high value men who are agnostics, Buddhists, Muslims, Hindu, doesn't. But the real question is, what value would you be to a man if you want to be a wife?
I can say yes to that. Or are you asking me that question?
I don't have time to play. I really don't. See, what I don't do is I don't continue to play back and forth with women who want to play gotcha questions and circular logic and reasoning. I say convenient Christianity. Go play with your friends. Don't play with me. I'm just got too much stuff to do, and this is like, well, what is a value as a high value? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You want to argue a fucking concept. So, Vanessa, you're not on camera. You got to get on camera or you're gone. Somebody has a name generic. There's no microphone. Vanessa, you will not get on. If I don't see you on camera, you won't get here. Hello, Adrian. Unmute yourself. I'll just bounce you. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Hello. How are you? I said, how are you? Let's do let okay. How old are you?
I'll be 48 next month.
Okay, so are modern women gambling with their lives?
Um, I don't think they're gambling with their lives.
Okay.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I don't think they're gambling with their lives. I mean, I think, um, I think that there's a difference between high power and high value. And I think
Or the
that,
difference between high power and high value?
yeah, like let's say that you could be of high value, but not of high power. Like let's say Jay-Z is of high value because he's a
It
billionaire,
has nothing
but
to do
he's
with
not of high
necessarily. Okay,
power.
hold on. The conversation has nothing. It's not specifically around high value. The question is, what are modern women
Okay.
doing? Are they going to end up
I think that
dying alone, or are they actually going to end up living a life of meaning?
they're gonna live a life of meaning. I
Really?
think that
Really?
yeah, I really do.
Hold on. It's one thing to say, but let's define meaning.
Okay.
Um, are you married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
Yes.
Children?
No.
Okay. Do most women have jobs or careers?
No.
Which one most working women, do they have careers or do they have jobs?
Most working women would have careers.
Wrong.
No.
Wrong. Most working
Okay.
people, most working people have jobs.
Okay.
Jobs. Most working people have jobs. Most people don't go to college. Most people work jobs. A career is usually okay. So if you're not married, no kids, and just have a job,
Okay.
what's the impact most women are going to have on life?
No, I have a career.
I said if you have no fam, you're not
Um.
married. I said women. I said if you're not married,
Okay.
no children, and have a job, what is the life of impact or life of meaning that the average woman is going to live?
Oh, well, I don't think that they're going to have very much impact or meaning as far as just regular. I mean, like they're not.
Well, so when I said, is the average woman going to live a life of meaning, or if they're gambling with their life, you said you thought they were going to live a life of meaning.
Right. I'm sorry. No, they're not a little
Okay.
bit above average.
Okay. Because I was going to,
Mhm.
all right.
I mean, I see your. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think you just misspoke, but go ahead. I think you misspoke
No,
initially. Go ahead.
I see you use. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't know. Maybe it's a time lapse here.
Go ahead.
Oh, I think the average woman. I mean, like waiting a little while and being older. I don't think like past the 35 mark. I think it's not a gamble. I don't think that. I
Okay,
don't
your
believe in the
your
dating
your
pool.
your connection is
I
really
don't think that.
bad. Your connection is really bad. Um,
Okay.
and you're moving around, so we're gonna have to just go ahead and yeah. Nina, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So what do you have for? How old are you, by the way?
I'll be 35 next month.
So, are modern women gambling with their lives?
Um, I think they are, but I do like within that as a bullet point, I feel like I have a disagreement with how they should go about it.
Okay.
But I do think modern women are gambling with their lives because I just speaking from my own experience, I had a whole phase like a lot of women tend to have, and like something that especially millennial Gen Z women, that's, it feels like a rite of passage. One thing I can say, getting to 35 next month is that my whole phase definitely lasted way too long. I think
So, do you think most women have a whole phase?
Um, I don't know if most women have a whole phase. I won't say that, but I know that where I am, like I'm in DC, and
Okay.
a lot of women are very career minded here, career driven.
Okay.
Lots of people are PhDs, MBAs,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. And so
But
becoming a wife.
what's the disagreement about though? So we got to
So
get to
the
that.
disagreement is about how, I guess, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you've mentioned like basically going from the home, like going from your father's home to going to a marriage,
Yeah.
basically. And I feel like there should be time to explore. I'll
You
just be
mean go
frank,
be
to
a hoe?
explore your not being a hoe, but to
Stop right here. Hold
explore.
on. Let me ask you a question. Before, what do you think the average woman can learn out in the world experiencing other men that can make her? No, I didn't even finish the question. Put yourself in a man's position. What can a woman experience of value with other men that I will find valuable?
I feel like she can gain a sort of what's the word? Like you probably gonna roast me for this, but you gain a certain sexual skill. Like you talk about a woman should be able to, keep a man fed and then drain his balls, but you do pick up certain skills when you're out there. I'm not saying being a hoe, but just having a few
So you
experiences.
can't do that with you. So you think a man would find it preferable that you would do that prior to him?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know because
The answer is no.
yeah, but a lot of
Hold
the men.
on. See, many of you women believe this, that it will be preferable. So what you're basically saying is men who are territorial by nature and want women to be as close to virgin as possible. You know that, right? You know men don't want women with high body counts. You know that, right?
I know that, yes.
Right. So what you're actually trying to sell is that there's a value in a woman getting out here and riding the cock carousel for a couple, 3, 4 years. That's actually going to be valuable to him as an asset. It's going to be an asset for me to go to the country club with you and Daryl saying, man, she's a great fuck. You mean to tell me it's going to be valuable? I take you to the mayor's ball. And he said, yeah, she sucked me off. And no, ma'am, no.
That makes sense.
No, because men are territorial. We don't. The fear is really, I think, honestly, if we're being honest, I think this is more of a fear from women. I want to get out and get it out of my system because if I don't get the kind of dick I like at home, at least I can remember what it was when I was young.
Mm-hmm. But is there not any value to getting it out of your system? Because I mean,
you're still not supposed to have it. You're not supposed to be a hoe. It's not supposed to be in your system.
Well, not a hoe. I don't agree that
you're not supposed to crave. You're not okay, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Black folks. Did you watch the show that I talked about sexual professionals? Go back and look on the community tab, or just be honest. How many times have you been around your sisters and they will tell you, Black women will tell you, they left the men primarily on sexual grounds?
Yeah, a lot of women do.
I've talked to hundreds, thousands of Black women before I did that show. I interviewed dozens, and each one of them shared story. And this was women from 22 to 70, all sharing the same stories, decade after decade after decade. The only reason women were that way is because of an appetite that they had before the man that was suitable came along.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I don't see. So if women find themselves to be wrecking their own homes because they are been imprinted sexually by another man and they continue to keep looking for that same sex, you shouldn't have had it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Women are not really supposed to get out here and have whole phases.
Mm-hmm.
Why, do you understand why that is, though?
I do understand why that is. And
biochemically, women bond differently.
Yes, that's very true. And you definitely you pick up more damage along the way.
So there is, I have yet to have a woman truly articulate the value a woman can get from learning from other men through our quote unquote high value guy.
Mhm. Um, the thing that always comes to my mind though is that maybe this is anecdotal, but a lot of the men that I have talked to don't necessarily want virgins. I feel like modern men don't want virgins. There was, I don't know if you
I
have
didn't
heard
say
of the show Married at
virgins.
First.
I said close to.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I mean, do you
Now
do
let's
you
understand
think that
something. Let's understand something.
uh,
Are men you talking about husbands?
mhm. um yeah.
No, no. They are husbands. They're married already, or they're seriously
No,
looking to
I
get
got you.
married
I got you. No, they're not husbands, but they want to be married at some point.
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Different kind. Okay. If guys out here just trying to get laid, of course he wants to have great sex.
Mm-hmm.
But men who are trying to, uh, anecdotal, yes. Yes, there are men out there who say, "Yeah, I would want a woman that's experienced such and so forth." I know guys like that, but they are in the minority.
Mm-hmm.
Most men accept the fact they would rather a woman with low miles and would have to teach her
Mm-hmm.
versus, damn, how'd she learn how to do that? Because he's going to ask the question, whether he asks it or not.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. So
But
then do you think, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Do you think that, so if a woman, goes to college
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, she's 22 or whatever, do you think that she should, or I guess how many experiences do you think are enough, basically? How much is too much? If she goes out and sleeps with 3 men before she gets married, is that too many?
Well, no, but I think we got to understand what women are doing today.
Mm,
Young women are having more sex than young men. I watched a show here recently where a woman, she's had 100 sexual partners in a summer.
that's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I talked to women. Um, a question for you:
Mm-hmm.
if you were going to, if you knew you had found the person you're supposed to be going to be with until the end of time, and you knew you guys were going to be together till the end of time, you'd want to delay getting together, or would you want to get started as soon as possible?
Yeah, I would definitely want to get started as soon as possible. Yeah.
And that's the whole point. The problem is with so many women, they're looking at fear and scarcity, but the problem is not. The problem in leaving relationships today is modern women.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one leaving. 80% of the time, women leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really think many women really know how to be involved. And I find it hard to think that a woman who has had multiple sexual partners, and I'm making no judgment, understand something. I don't, but it makes it harder for you to bond. You know
Mm-hmm.
that. And if it's harder for you to bond, that's one more obstacle. Now, not all men are as open as reasonable as I am. Some guys will hold it against you, but the net of it is that I don't really see any value to a woman, to a man, for getting out here and having a whole phase, or getting out here and getting it out of her system. That's supposed to be a man thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sow your oats. Women are the oats. But, when this world where we try to make men and women equal, and if he can do it, she can do it. But here's the thing: men, it's a double standard, and women pay a different sexual penalty from promiscuity.
That's true. I can't argue with
So,
that. Mm-hmm.
even biochemically. So, all right. Anything else before we go on to the next person?
Um, I mean, I disagree with your stance on women's sexuality in general. Like you saying that it's a man's thing.
What
Like
do you
I
mean?
know that.
What is my stand? Oh, you disagree? Okay. What do you think my view is on women's sexuality?
Um, I I think that you you believe that women have a sense of sexuality, but you think that men's desire for sex is more important than women's, and it trumps.
Biochem?
Mhm.
No. I think biology supports that. Is a
Mhm.
female orgasm required for reproduction?
No, no, it's not.
Then take it up with the creator.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I like even going to the whole. Well, never mind. I'm not going to bring that up. The whole like men exercising options and stuff like that. But women, a lot of women, and a lot of women that I know are very sexual, and they end up with people who. Did you say
And they're
something?
also very single.
Well, no,
And
I know
and
some
they're very
married
single.
women.
And here's the thing: and the thing is, one way tends to work and have relationships of value and meaning. I mean, if your people are from the United States,
Mhm.
how many people did your grandma or great grandma hold phase with before she got with with your great granddad or your granddad? Hmm?
Well,
How
probably
many?
none. But I don't.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
they were together 40, 50, 60 years. The stuff that we talk about that we want. But see, now we want to have the outcomes grandma and grandpa and big mama and them had, but we want the inputs of modern women. No, you cannot have it all. So if you
Mhm.
want to get out and explore your sexuality, do you, boo boo, enjoy. But understand it's going to lead to an empty ass life because black women, especially black women, some of the most sexually liberated and free talking, thinking women, and you're the most unmarried. I'm not saying causation, but damn sure correlation.
Mhm.
They also have the most atavistic mating standards. Black women, more than any other group of women, will get rid of a man based upon looks and sexual performance, even if everything else is above average or suitable.
Mhm.
So, where did this arguably dysfunctional attitude come from? Because it's not typical in human beings. It hasn't existed in our culture until the last 40 years. Is it helpful to an outcome?
No, I mean, no. The way you're putting it is not helpful, and
No, it's selfish.
mhm.
And the thing is, what we're starting to see is we're starting to see the beginnings of the first wave of free love, laissez-faire, don't tell me whatever. We're starting to see that group of womanist feminists hit their 50s. And I don't know if you've seen what pathetic looks like, sad looks like.
Mhm.
Go around your local city and see many women in their late 40s and 50s who've just done what they wanted to do with their life, their body, such and so forth. Uh,
Right.
they're
Well,
valid. I would venture to say that they're rather masculine in their attitudes and dispositions.
that's fair. Well, one last thing I want to say before I let you move on. What would you say about a woman who got married fairly early to somebody, and her husband was her only partner for 10, 20, however many years, and she gets to a point where she feels like she's bored and she wants to explore her sexual options, so to speak.
What do you mean? What I would tell her?
Hmm?
What do you ask me? What I would tell her?
Well, what are your thoughts on that? Do you believe that women can become like sexually frustrated and wish that they had
Sure.
experienced more? What was
Do you
that
think? Do
again?
you think? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. Due respect.
Mm-hmm.
Modern act like you can have it all. I don't care if you're sexually frustrated. Go pleasure yourself. You have a finger, a dildo. Go figure it out. Women used to have to go to the doctor for hysteria, and he would strap something to his hand, plug it into the wall, and put his hand down there until she climaxed. But you need to look around your house and say, do I have a husband? Do I have a kid? Do I have 401k retirement? Is a life worth living or good sex? And even the Sex in the City women have come out and said this was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lie that's been marketed to women. The cosmopolitan lifestyle. I did a broadcast on this 2.5 months ago. Delayed marriage, open sexuality, uh, sexual choice. It's BS. What's the outcome? Do you know any women that are sexually liberated, sexually free, all these other things that are in happy, functioning, productive relationship that have legacy?
No, because I feel like it's a generational thing. I don't think
It's not a
we're
generational thing. Okay. So the answer is, what happens what happens when sex is no longer that much of an option? You've used your yoni up and now it's 45 and don't nobody want it like they used to. Then that's when women start trying to come around. Hey, big head, now let's get together. And don't nobody want no old used bag.
right.
So
Yeah,
make
and
your choices. Make your choices, but understand something. One of the things that women have to negotiate with: her youth, her beauty, her chastity, and access to her womb. If you're giving up your youth for access to your body and your chastity, even if you're protecting your womb, you're giving up a lot of your value proposition. You think men would give up their power? No. It is unwise. And the fact that we have such laborious conversations in the Black community about sex is pathetic to me. Pathetic. We're at the bottom. The black dollar circulates 6 hours, but we spend more time worrying about getting off than building a mother fripping thing. I'm personally rather sick of the topic, but I understand why it's so important. It's important because Black women keep it at the top. I don't know many men who've left their girl because the sex was bad, but I know a whole lot of women who left because she wasn't getting what she got in her college years or whatever. Well, take trade-offs and choices. But here's the last question. Of your sexually liberated friends and all that, do they judge all men by the same sexual standards, or do they hold Black men to a higher one?
Yeah, I think they hold Black men to a higher one.
Then it's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry. I would think you should find that offensive. I do, because that's crazy. But at least thank you for being honest. Yeah. And we can always talk about it, but I think maybe we just need to do a show on sex, and I'll just limit it to adults only and change the. We need to have a conversation because we need to get to the point where we move past this. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
And I want to be clear that the conversation needs to be had. I get it, but my personal opinion, Jesus Christ, folks. I like good sex, but come on. Priorities. What is it? Rank. Vanessa, you got to go. Vanessa, if you don't get on camera, well, bye. Don't be waving your finger at me. Get the fuck off of here. Who do you think you are? I'll try to give you a second before. Generic, Nadia, and okay. Generic first and then Nadia next. I don't do that waving your finger stuff at me. That's some bull crap. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Samuels.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So are modern women wasting or gambling with their lives? That's the question we're talking about tonight.
Yes. So I think they are, but maybe without realizing it. Like, I think especially, so I'm 22, I'm in college, and I'm married.
Okay.
A lot of my friends who are not married, I notice that they tend to think that they can kind of have it all because that's what the general belief that's pushed on them is.
Okay. What? Yeah, you're in college and married at 22?
Yeah, we actually got married a couple years ago.
Okay. What are you going to school for?
I'm going for business administration, but I'm transferring for accounting and finance.
So, do you have any friends who thought you were nuts?
Friends that thought I was nuts for getting married.
At 20?
Yeah, I did. And I honestly think they're kind of crazy for thinking I'm crazy because it's been the best decision I've ever made.
Well, you're not supposed to say that, but see, I'm gonna let you hold for a second because I want to get to some other people who may have a counterpoint of view. But
Of course.
I think I have to start getting more balance on here, because just hearing it come from me all the time, it starts to sound, you know, like this is my point of view. What's your name? Nadia? Nadia? Okay, but now go ahead and unmute yourself, Nadia.
Hello, thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So, are modern women gambling with their lives?
I say absolutely. I had my children young. I'm very grateful for that. That's how it worked out for me. I know it doesn't work out for everyone, but my children are adults now. My question goes to, I guess now I was married for 10 years, amicably divorced. My kids are already grown. Everybody's out of home. I'm by myself.
Okay.
I've accomplished a lot in life. I don't mind an average man as long as he's kind, he has values, he has his own ambition going on, that's fine.
So what's the
I
question?
don't need, so
What's
my
the
question
question?
is, my problem is that a woman, usually when a woman's a high achiever, average men aren't attracted to us.
Well, so is the question, frame the question in a way I can provide an answer.
I guess my question is like, what is the option left for women like me? Like I guess you would call me an old bag, because I'm
Okay.
over 40. I already have kids. I don't want any more
So
kids.
you earn more than 6 figures?
No, not more than 6 figures. No.
Okay. So are you saying, because I want to be clear, if you're saying men typically have a problem with women who make over a certain kind of income.
Average men. I don't have a problem with an average man.
All right.
I don't have a problem with an average man as long as he's kind and we get along and everything's great.
Well, I
That's
mean,
cool with me.
and
But
you're
I
over
have
40?
noticed.
You're over 40?
Yes, I'm 42.
Okay. Well, look, a second marriage, especially when the kids are off the table.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I have this term I call an executive marriage. And that's when people actually make a deal. You make a deal. Like my mother, I think, had made an executive marriage. She married the most unlikely man I ever met in my life, and they lived until his death. I would consider, what do you really like doing? I mean, this is where churches, community service, being active in the community,
Right.
and finding people who are living the kind of lifestyle.
Well, I'm the founder of an arts organization here in New York City. So I have a really huge social network from which to choose. I know people from all walks. I know artists from all walks performing, visual artists.
Are you hearing him?
But
in Manhattan?
Yes, in Manhattan. I'm in Harlem.
Okay. So the issue,
I know
the issue
a lot
is
of
what?
people. I'm sorry?
So the issue, so you meet enough people. So the issue is what?
So the issue is that because I have achieved so much, I have done a lot. I don't want to talk about it all here, but when I meet an average guy, but a guy that I think is great, it tends to he won't go for it, and
Well, okay. So the executive marriage component too. Look, in your social circle, you might not meet somebody. I don't understand why more women over 40 don't use matchmakers. I really don't, because I'll be honest, we don't have time to play with like we had when we were young. Organically trying to meet somebody with our complex set of requirements, our special diet in our old age. Come on.
My question is that I understand what you're saying, and absolutely. But if a woman's looking to get married, not to have children because she already has them, the man may already have them too. He may
This
not
is
want them
stuff you
either.
pre-qualify for when you go to a matchmaker. You can only
Yeah,
deal with
but
people who are marriage minded.
I had a friend. She paid $800 a month for here, and she's only 27, and she paid $800 a month, and the matches were horrific.
All right,
I mean,
okay.
slim pickings.
Now you're asking me for things I cannot control for.
But
Look, I don't know what her. I don't know her service. I don't know this or that. But the alternatives are chance organically, or try to get somebody who's at least marriage minded. What are the other options? Get on Tinder and swipe right. That won't work either. At the end of the day, it still comes down to proximity and risk, and making a deal and then risk. There is no simple solution. But if you don't want to have children, there are people who are willing. There are men out there who want to get married, don't want to have children, and just go from this point of life to the next point of life.
Correct.
And and you're not making enough money to where it should be really a factor. I thought you were going to tell me you're making like $400,000 or $500,000. If you're just making high five figures,
Oh,
and
no,
then
no. You said if I made over 6 figures. I said no.
yeah. Well, 6 figures. That's
I mean, like
100,000.
beyond the 6 figures. I don't make beyond 6 figures.
Okay,
but
no. So over 6 figures mean over 100,000, less than $1 million.
I thought you meant $1 million and up.
No. If you make over between 100, so either way, and if you make that much money, but if you make in the 6-figure range,
Right.
still, I mean, because then you really shouldn't be limited by proximity. I mean, trying to find somebody in this city's different anyway. I used to live here. Your husband may be up in Boston somewhere.
Oh no.
Well, what do you mean? No. You have resources.
I'm not leaving the city. I love the city. I left.
I didn't say now.
I
Hold
left
on.
the city
I didn't
for
say
love
leave this.
before,
Listen.
and it was a
Listen.
disaster.
I didn't say
A
leave the city.
disaster.
Okay. I didn't say leave the city. I said you have resources. Use them. But here's the reality. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Okay.
The dynamic is different for you as a woman it is as a man. You got all this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You will die alone. You're going to have to change your deal breakers and get realistic about what's available to you, even if you're great and wonderful. You gotta get realistic, because you cannot make men. You cannot make something not be there. If he's in Boston, it's in Boston, and if you're not going to leave, somebody's going to have to go somewhere, and that's the thing.
That's true.
So this is why I'm a big fan of staying where you're at, because there are no easy solutions after you get out, unless you're going to just pick from your local pool, but apparently your pool has turds in it. Can't fix that, but it is what it is. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, ladies, I will say to all, when you get past a certain, okay, we're at 2 hours and 4 minutes. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Modern women, double blanking it, gambling with your lives. Look, if you want to gamble with your life, gamble with your life, but it's yours. It's yours to live. And then once you've had it, you can't get mad. See, one thing you can't, like the sister I was talking to in DC, let's extend that out. If a woman wants to go enjoy her life, whop it up and do whatever in hot girl summer, then if you get to 30, 35, 40, 45, and you find yourself in an untenable position, you make too much, you can't find guys on your level, whatever, if you waited too long, you can't get mad or upset with the men for not being there. And that's what it really comes down to. See, the notion of getting coupled sooner has a lot of value because you grow together. As a human being, you're going to continue to grow. He's going to continue to grow. And the more you grow in the path by yourself, the easier it is to be alone. Trust me, I meet quality women all the time who are 30 plus. And one of the hardest things for those quality professional women to do is bond. Because they're set in their ways. They have a career, they have this, they have that. It takes a longer time. And let's talk about it. If you're a quality woman, and you don't jump in and out of bed, and especially if you're slow to boil or this or that, you're going to have to pick a struggle, ladies. You have to pick a struggle. But one thing for sure, the double blanking it, acting like the things you bring to the table are really affecting an outcome. Why do I use the double blank domino as an analogy? Because somebody slamming down a double blank acts like they've increased the game, like they've done something. No, you have not improved the game one bit. You just scored off what's already there. A lot of women need to really sit down and think about what it is they want. I make no judgment one way or another. I'm just saying that next week's broadcast and the subsequent broadcast, when we start talking about life planning, if you don't think you're ever going to be able to work with a man or this or that, all right. Are you making over $100,000 a year to where you're going to be able to retire in comfort? Because if you're making $65,000 or less, do you honestly think you're going to be able to retire in comfort? When I drop these numbers, I think some women are going to apply. I think you're going to lose your mind. When you realize how much money is going, let's just say you make $50,000. Well, just sheer dollars from if you retired at 65 and you live to be 85, $50,000 a year is $1 million. But you would need $1 million plus the inflation. But we don't talk about this stuff. We talk about love and romance and soulmates when marriage and relationships ain't never been there. And why is this so important? Because if I honestly believe that we can start getting women to get more realistic about what relationships are, your entitlement, your expectations, your degree of what can be considered denial and delusion will start to come down to where you will start to be able to look and evaluate men in a more appropriate level. My high value guys, they're not the ones complaining. Brad Lee, Ahmed Keith, and Enrique, the Henrys, they ain't complaining. The guys in the hit squad, they ain't complaining. The high value men, they're not complaining. They are not complaining, trust me. It's the guys in the 80% that many of you ladies should be in years gone by you would have been happily with, but because you feel like you deserve to. Another thing, how you going to grow up with a single mother household and just because you got a college degree think you should have a rich husband to sit you down and you ain't have to pay no bills? You ain't never seen this shit. Think about the woman in Ohio. I'm like, you 200 some odd pounds, come from a single mother household like most of us. You got an average job, but feel like you should have a man making $300,000, $400,000 a year? Where does that come from? Movies, TV, Instagram, fantasy. Otherwise, why would you see so many? Let's do some overtime. Y'all want to do overtime? Y'all want to do overtime? I didn't do my show on Thursday. I didn't do my show on Wednesday. I haven't done an overtime show in a while. Y'all want to do overtime? Overtime is where I open the call line and we just talk about almost anything related to topics I talk about. Y'all want to do overtime? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put on some music right now and I'm going to come back and do overtime for a minute. Overtime. And I'm going to play this one song, Sauce and Drip from Taylor.
No cap, no lies. When I look in your eyes, I see a boy that loves me. It's like a dream come true. Every time that I look at you, I feel a love
Taylor McCants. I love her voice. Go, young Taylor. Sauce and Drip. Click the eCam link, ladies.
Every time I look at you.
Click the eCam link, ladies. This is putting me to sleep. Love you, Taylor, but come on.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
This song right here is for all the fellas out there. Taking care.
I like that. Oh, can't hold it. Come on, Vividry. Shout out to my boys at Vividry. Good Lives and Us, we going a long way. Next Saturday in LA, the first of many talent shows. What's a talent show? Glad to ask. Every other Saturday, I'm going to open my platform on IG. Musicians, my platform on IG put you on. So if you're on IG and you're an influencer, if you're an Instagram model, you're a baddie, if you want just some exposure, this is the perfect time to come on and show people why they should follow you. If you have music, perfect time to come on and debut. Now you're not gonna be on forever. Little time. I'm trying to figure out the format, but I've said it before. I'm going to use my platform to help you get what you want, and I'm going to get what I want on the way. Make no mistake, I've said it before. I want to be stupid rich. Rich. But I also want to help people get what they want. It's women only, so don't come in if you're a guy. That's a woman, that's a man's name. Here we go. So talent show. Don't call me as a man. If I see your name as a man, I'm not gonna answer. Can I pretend a woman and show up? No. Nope. There we go. There's the link. This is easier. We don't have to do the call in. This dumbass. You got to get on camera, buddy. You kept calling back. Get on camera. That's what I thought. Don't think you're going to get on here and be able to troll. Not going to happen. Is that when you play DMX? I'm not playing DMX. Are y'all crazy? Copyright? No, thank y'all. Stop being silly. So, Josephine popped in here. Put the call link on. She's in the green room. I cannot see you. So, there we go. Jump in the room. Let's do this. This is an easier way to do it. So here's the link to jump in the eCam. It'll bring you in just like Zoom, except I won't have to worry about the sounds and all that other stuff. You'll just be in here. All right. Haley. Let me go ahead and turn my music off. Haley, how are you? Just a second. I'll get you up. Hello. Your audio needs to be. Hello? Well, now y'all see her. Gotta get your audio on. Josephine, hello.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. So, what do we got here in overtime? Question, comment, confusion. What's going on?
I'm glad I caught this show at this time because I just finished up a Zoom meetup with some friends in Houston, and we were discussing relationships.
Okay.
I'm 31. I'm single.
Okay.
I've been single for a year and a half now.
Okay. Now we got to kind of get to it.
Okay, so my question is for a person who has been dealing with a lot of doubt regarding having guard up in a relationship and fearing being hurt again, how do
Uh-huh.
you tackle that in a new relationship once you're ready to be involved?
Okay.
in
Okay. All right. All right. Relationships are risks. I mean, there is no way to handle it. Either you're going to give somebody a shot or you're not. That's what it comes
Okay.
down to. Have you had any therapy?
I'm in therapy right now.
Well, maybe you should back off relationships until you complete therapy because no one really needs to be dealing with you if you're scared for whatever it is.
Okay.
All right, that's not fair to anybody.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
all right. So, um, let me go ahead and let me put myself back on. Boo, take you off. Let's go ahead and disconnect Josephine. All right, Haley. Hello. Your audio's still not connected. Your audio's not connected, so I can't do anything with it. Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me? Overtime.
So I had a question about how a few broadcasts ago you were talking about how basically, oh my gosh, I forgot the term, but basically high standard, high quality men, high value men, they exercise their options.
Do you have YouTube on in the
And
background?
yeah, can you?
You gotta turn that off.
Yeah. So basically, when you said that high value men exercise their options and
Yeah, Stephanie, you gotta turn the YouTube off in the background because I'm getting background noise. So when you turn it off, I'll bring you back in. Haley, let's go ahead. Hey, you unmuted. Hello? I can't hear you. Still can't hear Haley. Poor boy. All right. Well, that wasn't Haley. All right. So Stephanie, how are
all
you?
right, I'm good. How are you?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
So
High
you
value
said
men
that
exercising options. What about it?
so basically, like, I'm currently dating somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the way to wanting to become high value, and he's working on it
But
and
you got to
everything
get to
like
the
that.
question. You got to get to the question. You can't. You're burning time. What's the question?
Sorry. So I just don't necessarily feel like I agree with the fact that they exercise their options. Like, what if he
Then
doesn't
don't
want
deal
to?
with
And
him.
like, is
Then
that
don't deal
wrong?
with him. If he okay, look. That's some. How old are you?
22,
22. Where do you live?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. But if you move to Nevada, do you think you could complain about it being hot?
I couldn't because that's just the case. That's what
It's
it
just what it
is.
is. But do you have to live in Nevada?
No.
No. So if you don't want to have to worry about if you have a problem with high value men having options and maybe exercise them, you're an average man. But you ladies want to complain about the very men that you want, knowing they're attractive, knowing they are wanted by lots of women, that you want them to be specifically loyal to you. Sorry. And I think we should stop lying to you. If you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it.
Okay.
I mean,
That's very valid
because
point.
you're saying it's like, well, you don't have to deal with it. You can go find somebody else that nobody else wants. You can have them all to yourself.
That's a very valid point. Yeah.
Now, which would you rather have?
Just based off how it was brought up, I don't necessarily think I would want somebody to like exercise their
Which one
options.
would you rather have? The one that nobody else wants or the one that everybody wants? Pick one. Come on, let's go.
I the one that
Pick
honestly the
one.
one that everybody else would want.
Exactly. So stop capping. You want the high value men. Deal with it. See what this means? You all want the same man, but then you want him to be loyal to you. No. Let's see if we can bring Haley back on.
Please tell me you can
Hello.
hear me now.
I can hear you
Hello.
now. How are
Okay,
you?
I had to leave and come back. I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to be on your show. I the only thing I have to ask is I watched one of your previous shows. I watched basically all of them, but I want to know, can you go over the praise part, like
Praise.
what
Okay.
you, yeah.
High value women should praise is an acronym.
Hmm.
Publicly
Okay.
respect, publicly accept, be accepting and acknowledge and accept who these men are. Um, they should be able to inspire these men. Be able to hold on. Let me read. Hold on. Let me pull it up so I can put it on the screen. It is so loud here in
Okay.
New York City. Do you guys like this method better? Because now I can just pull it up on the screen and don't have to go through all this stuff. Praise. P-R-A-I-S. Because I don't want to mess. I don't want to. There we go. Praise. Do. So publicly respect, publicly accept, public invest, sacrifice, and ecstatically support. So does that make sense? Publicly, done or
Yeah.
perceived in existing open view of everybody. Respect, have a feeling of deep admiration for somebody or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievement. Accept, willingness to tolerate difficult or unpleasant situation, like high value men exercise options. Invest, devote one's time, energy, or effort to a particular undertaking with the expectation of a worthwhile result, not a guarantee. Sacrifice, an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something regarded as more important or worthy, and ecstatically support. Feeling or expressing overwhelming happiness or joyful excitement. When a woman praises, then that's an acronym. When a woman approaches a man like that, high value man like that, tends to be the best outcomes because that's kind of what they expect.
Hmm.
Does it make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, that all makes sense. Everything that you talk about throughout your day, it all makes sense to me because I've been cheated in every relationship I've ever been in. And
Okay.
if I can take that from every relationship I've had, all of them have not been high value. Mind you,
Okay.
I lived out of the country, so in America, women sleep with like a bunch of everyone. Like
Yep.
I went to
Yep.
high schools and everyone's just having sex with anyone. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But
Mm-hmm.
I had low value and I had high value. But regardless of who I had, I was getting cheated on. So what's the fight for? What you
Right.
fighting
Don't. I
for?
mean, I think there's an old saying: you're gonna cry, you might as well cry in a Bentley. So,
Hmm.
all right.
My only last thing I want to ask, because I already understand basically everything you explained in your previous videos. What would you say to someone who has someone who's on the way, either what I would imagine at our age to be a high value man, because we're only 25. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say when it comes to like death in the family? Like I never had a lot of death in my family, so I don't know how to help my high value man get past certain obstacles in that sense. I don't know if that's something I can ask you, but I thought I'd try.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a broad question. H- how to help them tolerate death?
Yeah,
Uh,
because there's just been a lot of death around in his family and stuff like that. I know it's
I
hard.
would always recommend therapy because, especially if you're young and you've had to deal with a lot of death, that's not something we do. Well, I've
Mhm.
dated somebody who had a lot of death in the family. That's what I recommended too. We don't process the passing of people who are close to us well, and that's not something that we really need to be taking on in our romantic relationships. It's a cycle, the cycle of grieving and then moving on. And if there's a tremendous amount of that, I would say take it up
Well,
with a clinical professional.
it's only recent now. Before he never really had that issue. Now it's more of a
Well,
recent problem we have to take on.
that's what I would suggest, honestly, professionals. Thank you. All right, let's go to Shay. Shay is frozen. So Shay is gone. She's frozen. Lochelle, you're not on camera, so you can't come in. This is faster, huh? This is faster. I can just line them up, bring them in. Make 'em mad, make 'em mad, make 'em mad. Jessica, I think they got your number. You gotta mute YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on. You gotta mute YouTube. What's going on, man? You gotta turn YouTube off in the background. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, you still have it playing in the background.
Okay.
You have YouTube playing. Jesus Christ. Get it together, people. Donna? Let's see. Oh, that's Cinnamon Madonna. Oh, what a name. Cinnamon Madonna coming to the stage.
Oh my gosh, Kevin. Hi. Thank you so
Hi.
much for selecting me. What a privilege.
Okay,
First, I just want to say, can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask for a female that has gone action, has shedded all of the pain and trauma from self-infliction and from experiences with men. How do I consistently exude my feminine? Like, how do I sit in that from a male perspective?
Okay, how to exist in your femininity?
No, how
Well, let me ask you:
to.
were you raised with a feminine mother?
I was, but I don't mean, I'm not asking a male for advice. I guess insofar as how to teach me how to be a female, I'm asking more, I guess, from a male perspective, what can I do that signals to a male that I am feminine and ready to be led?
Be feminine.
Okay.
Be feminine. Seriously, because I mean, if you're feminine is zero sum. Either you are or you are not. Femininity is not something that's turned on and turned off. That's one of the biggest misconceptions. Hold on. So, and feminine women speak femininely. They act femininely. When they're around men, they demure. They are more agreeable. They dress, carry themselves in such a way to where it signals to everyone that you're a feminine woman. And by that, you get the benefits associated with living in your feminine.
Assuredly.
Okay?
Always concise. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Jessica, she ain't there, so this is faster. So bringing everybody in. Jessica, we think we got your number. Hello? All right. Your audio's not connected now. Don't know what happened. Come on, Jessica. Hi, Delaney. Your audio is not connected either. We're going to have to unmute. So we're going to unmute Jessica. There we go. Now I muted you. Now I'm going to unmute you. There we go.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, I have a few questions. I know
You still have a YouTube playing in the background.
Okay, I turned off YouTube, but let me double check my phone.
Close down every window except for Zoom.
Every window is closed down. Yeah. Every window is closed down.
Okay, let's see again.
Okay.
Nope, still getting feedback. And it only happens when I talk to you. So when I talk to everybody else, it's not feeding back. So we're going to drop you off and you come back in. Okay. Just come back through the link. All right. understand if you're not going to get on camera, I'm not going to bring you on. So you can sit back in the green room. Aaliyah. Hello.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, have you been on before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time, but I watch you a lot, though, and I really appreciate your content.
So what do you got for me?
So you speak a lot about women who are overweight, and a lot of times you ask them what their height is. Like I'm 5'4" and I'm 140 pounds,
Okay.
and you would probably say that I'm overweight, but it's
What's
like,
the question?
what about like women who are actively in the gym and they gain weight from actually being in the gym?
Well, if you're in the gym and you actively gain weight, I would suggest working with a personal trainer because it has a lot more to do with your diet. The female of the species should not outweigh the male. I mean, it's just a matter of caloric intake and work. I mean, and if it's just strictly about weight, you can be way more and still be smaller. Muscle weighs more than fat, but no matter how you slice it, there's a certain body dimension that a woman should have, and most women don't have that today. And that is not how human beings have evolved.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty? Cool. So, putting all these people in the green room. Yeah, we're just clipping through them now. There's Jessica. She's back. Jessica. Jesus Christ,
Okay.
Jessica. What is going on with your
I'm
audio?
here. Everything is not muted.
Okay, do you have me on speakerphone or something?
You're on my computer.
Come. What's your question?
My question is, you've talked. Okay, so I need to know. I'm 28, and I do want to get married. I have no kids, and I'm willing to like be with a high value man, and like all that would require of that. But I just need to know. I feel like, do I qualify? How do I know if I qualify?
Oh, I gotta mute you because you're getting the back feedback. Okay, high value men in general, ladies, I gotta be honest. They do care about a woman's looks. 8s, 9s, and 10s. Looks on the body, 8, 9, and 10 in the face. Lowest is an adjustable 6, and that's for a lower earning, high value guy. Depending upon what you want out of life, it's easier to get a man who is a Henry in training or high value guy in training. But if you're like 28, that means you're already looking for a man who's in his high value. That's a man who's 45 to 55, and really it becomes extremely competitive. Where you live, what you bring to the table, your level of femininity, fit, friendly, submissive, cooperativeness. I mean, you may qualify get you in the door stand from looks, but then that's just the ticket to the dance. Staying there is the question. What are you doing outside of being attractive to secure a man of this stature? Because attractive is just part of the game. Now, I wish I could bring you back in because your audio is just going over and over because I'm getting muted. Don't know what's going on. But every time I speak, I hear myself over. So.
Okay, yeah, everything on my end shows that I'm not muted or anything like that, and
Okay.
YouTube is off in the background.
Okay. Well, I hope that helped though. So, bye-bye. I couldn't. Let's see. What is this? Hello?
Hi, my name
Hi,
is
how are
Ryan.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I am 22.
Okay, what's your input? What do you have for me?
My question is, a lot of women my age in their 20 somethings are experiencing or like going through journeys of self-development. While they're doing this self-development, they realize that they're going into the dating market where the men that they're dating don't even know what self-development is.
Mm-hmm.
or like, you know, definitely don't go through self-development journeys themselves at all.
Okay.
So why are women that are like working so hard to be more emotionally stable, more securely attached,
Make the
ending up
question.
with
Okay. Make the question simple. Women are developing themselves. Men aren't. Then what?
yeah. And then like yeah, so like where does the
Date older men. That's the answer. You want a 22-year-old man to be doing what you're doing and they're not. Never have. So if you're great and wonderful on this self-development journey, Buddhas, great. Date an older man, 30 plus.
is there anything like men our age could be doing?
Nope. And if they would, they wouldn't. Why don't you just date an older man? That's the answer. That's a
But
universal no. That's a universal global answer. And now the but is I don't like it. It's not fair. I want a different outcome. It's not going to happen. Date an older man, buy a cat or a dog, or die alone. You're not going to
right.
change men to be what you want them to be. Women have always matured quicker than men.
Are there any like possibilities that you've seen in your life of men being 22 years old and like at least like securely attached or emotionally stable?
Yeah, sure, but they can't provide for anybody except themselves.
Well, I don't think like at this age
Okay, where's your father
I'm
at?
pretty my father lives in the same home as I do.
Okay, what does he say about dating guys your age?
I think well, in my particular culture, by the age by this age, the men on the market and that my father would want me to date would be like financially stable and come from
I
like
asked
good
you
family.
I asked you what does your father say about dating men your age?
He would vouch for it. He would like that.
And how can they provide for you?
Well, the people that are in my father's, um, that the people that my father would even consider giving a blessing to would be like doctors, lawyers, this, that, and
They're
the
not
third.
that at 22.
At 22, they're in med school or they're in
They're
law
not
school.
doctors. Okay. Again, not going to happen. Too young. My question is, why don't you just accept that as what it is? Why are we still going round and round and round? Because you want an outcome. You want it to be the way you want it to be, and it's not going to ever be that way.
I just think that I
Uh
think that
huh.
there are people like
Oh, and you're 22 years old. This is what we're
I
telling
think
you.
like
You
a
think,
lot
but
could be done.
but you have no lived experience of this. It doesn't. Okay.
People,
Think what you like. I don't get it. Some of the most headstrong, young, not knowing anything people. I'm not gonna argue with you. Think what the fuck you want to think. I mean, seriously. 22-year-old guys are still going to spring break and trying to nail everything with a pulse. And you're trying to get them to be stable guys because the answer is she's not mature enough to deal with an older man. An older man wouldn't tolerate her because she's a brat. She wants a guy her age because they're more in line with one another than she really wants to acknowledge. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, good. Good evening. My name's Ellie. Thank you for having me. I just have a quick question. I've been listening to you a lot and I'm really starting to think about this concept of lowering my value. Here I thought I was doing the opposite by focusing on my career and really trying to elevate myself, but now that I'm listening to everything that you're saying and it's making a lot of sense, I want to know like, well, what is my value? How
Well,
do I
how old are you?
32?
Hmm. You have any children?
No, I'm finishing up my doctoral degree
Okay. What
in
state do you
about
live
9
in?
months.
What state do you live in?
California. California?
Northern or southern?
Los Angeles.
Oh wow. Jesus. Yeah. Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a
Yeah,
rough
I
one.
know.
That's a rough one. I'll be there next week. Got to be honest, the competition in California is extremely tough for women over 30.
Yeah, I know.
The
And I
most beautiful
actually
women on
had
the planet.
emailed you because I'm sorry. What were you saying?
The most
The
beautiful, some of the
competition?
most beautiful women on the planet are in LA. And if you email me that wasn't attached to a sale or a purchase, I didn't. I don't. I get thousands of emails a day.
Yeah, my only question was I wanted to book a session with you, but I was not sure if the available appointments that you have pertain to Eastern time or because I noticed it was 11 to 2.
It's always the Eastern time. It's this Eastern Standard Time, but you there's a conversion on your end. If you put in Pacific, it'll translate it to Eastern.
Okay, thank you.
All right, but yeah, LA, and the thing about LA that's so frustrating is because there are a lot of people out there with a lot of resources. It's just
Mhm.
between LA and New York City, there's almost too much access. And the way it's configured in LA, that's, I'm sorry. Leave LA, go to San Diego. It'd be better, but okay, bye bye. Jesus, LA is a beast, man. Okay, let's see. We got Olivia back there walking around. Jessica's over there. Shay, hi Shay. Olivia. Whoa, hello. Muted sound levels. Oh, unmute. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are
What do you
you?
got for me in this overtime?
I just have a quick question. I'm
Okay.
32
All right.
and I am single, but I was married. But I just want to know if I'm in the wrong place to be dating in general, because I don't think I'm doing well.
When you say place, do you mean
Like where I'm at.
geographically?
Yes, geographically. I live in
Where do you
Columbus,
live?
Ohio. I
Oh,
live in Columbus, Ohio.
Jesus. Yes.
Yeah, Phil.
Yes, yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Are you
I was
black?
planning. Yes, I'm full black. I just
Okay,
pale.
let me see your hand.
My hair, it's locks.
No, no, no,
They're
no. Your
locks.
hand. Is that a tattoo or is that henna?
This is henna.
Yeah, yes, yes. Leave.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, like tomorrow. Airbnb is your best option. Pack whatever you can get in your car and get the French toast out of Ohio. No offense to my Ohio
I
people, but that's not for you.
felt that. I felt
Enjoy.
that way. I
Enjoy.
just sure.
Send me a postcard. Come
Thank
to
you.
Harlem. Bye. French toast that, man. You got to be happy with where you live. Hey, you're
Okay.
back. All
Hi.
right. All right.
Can you
So,
hear me?
yeah. So,
Okay.
look, high value, a part of it is this is like being high value. You have to make a certain amount of money to get in the door. That's the entry level point. But were you raised in a two-parent household? How about that?
No.
What's your longest relationship with a man?
Honestly, I've never had really long relationships.
What's the longest you longer than 6 months? Less than 6 months?
A year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay. Why do you think you've not had long relationships? Are you a runner?
I don't know. I have noticed over the years that I do push men away, and I don't know if it's because of fear, but
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed a pattern in like just our
So
relationships.
do you sabotage them, or so you leave, or you force them out?
I feel like in one way or another, I sabotage them, whether I'm like conscious of it or not.
So if you notice this pattern, I would address it with therapy. Because even if you were in the proximity of the kind and caliber of man that you would be interested in, whatever pattern you have right now might lead you to believe you don't deserve it, you're not worthy, I messed up. So end up being that home wreck thing that I'm talking about.
Well, I have a few questions.
Well, I only have so much
Okay.
time, so you may have to
I
book a
just
session. So go ahead.
I live in Los Angeles. I'm 28 years old. I have no kids, and I'm looking for a high value man. I feel like that's just something I'm looking for. How can I make myself competitive? Like, how do I know that
Did you not
I
hear?
am what they would be looking for?
I answered that question earlier when you were muted. I said that they're looking for women who are eights, nines, and tens physically and from a look standpoint. But then they're all that's just the entry level. You're gonna be competing with all the women around him. And LA is ground zero for the most beautiful some of the most beautiful men on the planet. But are you feminine friendly, cooperative, submissive? But what I just heard you say is you sabotage or run. Um, they're not looking for women who they have to manage like that. They're looking for a feminine asset, a woman that's going to be able to nest in his environment and make her and actually be a have
I,
some sort of payoff.
I'm very feminine. I actually take pride in my femininity, and
But
it's
you've not
it's
had a long relationship. So if from a okay, if it were a job, I look at your past performance, and that's the best indicator of future performance. You cannot effectively be in a relationship longer than 24 months. You have to address that because think about a man you're talking about, a man who's making the kind of resource you're talking about. He's not going to want to end up having to vet you, be with you, and then you sabotage, and he has to do this all over again in 36 months. That's why I said start with a therapy first. And you may want a high value man. Understand something. You may want a high value man, but they want something in return.
yeah, and you've said looks before, but like once let's say I meet a high value man, I mean,
That
looks only into the door, but then like how do I know like what I have right now would be something that they're looking for? Like,
I've answered the question multiple. Okay, you need therapy.
because I feel like,
You need therapy because I don't even feel like you're listening because I've answered this 3 times, and I've told you I only have a certain amount of time, but it's still what you want, what you want, what you want. I'm trying to be polite, ma'am, but I can't answer it fully here because I don't know you. But what I do know, these men want are women who are cooperative. If I ask the men you consider yourself to have dealt with in the past, will they say you are cooperative?
yes.
Then why are you leaving? Why a
Um,
cooperative woman doesn't break relationships?
okay. Okay. Well, I was gonna ask one other question. You've talked before on your show about Black men still wanting to date Black women, but I feel like you don't ever touch on the fact that like the standard of beauty is so whitewashed that that could also play a big part in why. So I
I'm
just
looking
didn't know.
at.
I
I'm
just
look. No, no, see, you should have left well enough alone. I'm looking at a very complected black woman complaining about colorism and standard of beauty. Knock it the fuck off. Your problem is not skin tone, and your problem is not the Eurocentric standard of beauty. That's just another easy way for you to cop out for your inability to function well inside of a relationship. You ladies find any excuse. The European standard of beauty. Well, move the fuck to Africa then.
okay. I'm sorry. Just was asking.
No, because it's bullshit. I answer this all the time. I had to deal with this last night. Your problem is not the European standard of beauty. Your problem is you can't get along with a man in a relationship. And it's not about black men not wanting black women. Have you been with black men?
Yes.
And you left them all. All right, Lo Shay, I see you. Hey, Sugar Shay.
Oh,
How are you?
great. How are you?
I am well. What do you got for me?
Well, first and foremost, I just wanted to give you your accolades. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think.
You literally saved my life. Like, that's not
Oh, well,
um
appreciate it.
money. Somebody of value gave me your YouTube, and we don't really see eye to eye. Like, he's a little bit more, how do I say, rigid, right? That's what my views were before. I
Okay.
watched your videos that made sense. My original plan literally was to like finish med school, then start dating because I come from an African
Oh,
household,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Edu- Education's so important. So I never
Mm-hmm.
really focused, never really thought dating was important.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
yeah, it's
now,
like
yeah, and see the thing is that would be a waste because I don't want to get into too much personal stuff, but I think it's unfortunate to see as many sisters out there who are lawyers, physicians, doctors, psychiatrists who are just unattached because they spent so much time in school and to the exclusion of men. And then,
exactly
so uh, do both. Do
right,
both because you're going to want to have somebody to share this all with, no matter how slight.
right.
So,
I
let me go
like
ahead.
all right. I think there's some type of lag. So
Yeah, there
um
is. I think that the internet's kind of backing up, but I appreciate you calling in. I don't know what's going on. She's going to medical school, y'all. Y'all better go ahead and get her. Go on, Shay.
appreciate-
Um, so hey, Frank. I'll be in LA next week. I need to get with you, Frank. Um, I have some Frank Fawcett. I need some. If you guys like the beginning of the show, at this moment, that's Frank Fawcett at Fawcett Media. I need to actually reshoot the intro to my video, and I actually have a photo shooting some stuff I need done while I'm there. So we need to get together. It's the beginning and the end of my videos. S- Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Um,
What do
I'm
you
good.
got? What do you got for me?
Um, well, I'm calling to kind of go back to where you started the live stream, which is whether or not women are wasting their lives. And I
Gam.
kind of wanted to say that I think they are. I
Okay.
think that a lot of women are really not taking relationships seriously, and it's society's fault. It's kind of what you're saying. It's not so much women being liberated and women being allowed to be free. It's that are being taught that freedom means promiscuity, and freedom and independence mean being independent from men, and we're built to be with men.
Yeah,
Um,
and unfortunately, it also is telling them that there are no consequences, and that's
right, and
obvious.
there
And
are consequences.
obviously, that's true.
So,
We're having an internet lag here, but I appreciate it, Susie. Thank you. We're having an internet lag here, folks. I hear you guys, but I also want you guys to do me a favor in the comment section. The first part of the calls were one system. The second part of the call is another system I'm trying. Tell me which system you like for calls better, system one or system two. So in the comment section, say system one if you like system one, or system two if you like system two. I think I know the answer, but I want to see what you guys are going to say. Here's the net of it. Ladies, marriage and relationships does not mean restriction. It does not mean you're giving up your life. I think the way a lot of modern women look at relationships as if they are limiting their lives versus actually expanding their possibilities. Like the one sister said when she's going to medical school, you know, that's the way it's been marketed. So we're going to have to talk about the negative of trying to go through life by yourself. Number one. Number two, the possibilities that happen when you're with someone else. All right, guys. We've had round two. We've had overtime. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Um, thank you guys. Tomorrow, I'll be here in New York City until Sunday. Actually, maybe got a podcast I may be doing here. So if you see me, say, hey, are you Kevin Samuels? Elbow bump, though. Elbow bump. That's how we do it, man. It's good. It's great. You know, your godfather is enjoying this. Thank you guys for showing up. But until the next time, you know how we do it. Peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. The CIA. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. The FBI. Big love to all my Henrys, my high earners, not rich yet. Hit Squad. My Henry's in training. That's my young dudes. What's going on, Blake Henry? Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. All 5 flavors of the Henrys out there. Shout out to AA Ron, my above average guy. Regular Greg. One love, your godfather love you. Ladies, everybody does not need a high value man. Trust me. It may not be something you think you want. We need to reevaluate how everybody is looking at all this opportunity. My business, the top 20% of men who want to be in the top 10% and the top 30% of women who want those men. This broadcast, we try to address a little bit of everything. And it will continue to evolve and increase over the years. A lot of traveling, working on actually getting a studio where I can have people come in studio. A lot of things coming up. Don't be surprised if you see me on your favorite content creators show. Good thing. Anyway, it's time to shut it down. I'm tired. And I want to eat the rest of my steak. I like that bracelet. What's that thing called? The egg crew? I like that. Simple, but it's neat. Cause I'm fine no matter what. Yeah. Turn on your IG. Follow me on IG because I go live on IG during the weekend. So remember, tomorrow is Suit Saturday and Skirt Saturday. Put your suit on. Get out and do your errands, do your thing. Put your skirt on. Look good, smell good. Get out and meet somebody. Make it happen, Captain. One love, people. The Godfather's out. Peace.